What's up? It's Matt. We are live month 2 with the restaurant content deep dive. It's Matt and Laura. How are you, Laura?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
Living the dream. Nice cold Kentucky today, a little 30-degree day, but can't complain. The sun was out somewhat.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice.
So, so we're into January, and let's talk about some content ideas. I'll say one thing I was surprised of. One of the things our team put out that you're on was some New Year's resolution posts. And I was curious when I first saw them, like, I wonder if people will respond. I looked at one the other day, and within a couple hours, like 80 people had responded with like 3-4 sentence long conversations about their New Year's resolutions. And of course, some of them were like to drink more of your beer, to eat more of your food. But there were actually some pretty good engagement in there, and all from the basic bribery of a $25 gift card. So let's talk about what else is out there. What's on your mind for the month?
Yeah. Well, I love that too. I mentioned to you that I was kind of like concerned about that, but I do think people love vanity metrics. So any opportunity to kind of get your clients, your customers, whatever, to talk about themselves, I would always maybe go all in on that. I think people really like to talk about themselves, me included. Um, so I was kind of thinking about, moving into the new year after what a crazy time we had with COVID-19 and we're still having and closing and just how the whole interface of restaurants are kind of just shifting. I've been looking at some trends with like corporate and franchise restaurants.
Okay.
So things that like people with big pockets are obviously quite bullish on. So I think the two top things that I'm noticing right now are definitely still convenience. This is kind of a no-brainer, but even looking forward to the way future, that's what everybody's going all in on. Examples I have kind of found are Buffalo Wild Wings. They're doing all of these new locations. They've got the cool like stadium seating. They're still going with that concept, but they've added a second. And that's just basically like, I don't know if you've ever been to a wing stop, but literally it's just to go Buffalo Wild Wings. They're adding thousands of those. Burger King is doubling down on digital ordering incentives. We saw the huge campaign with, if you're in a McDonald's parking lot, they'll send you a $1 Whopper. And they're adding 40,000 touchscreens to their drive-through.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because that's not necessarily contactless, obviously. But so everybody is really banking on this convenience thing. You've got, smaller places like Soul Spice offering their at-home barbecue experience. Logan's Roadhouse is doing take and bake. So everybody's really still stuck on the convenience is king.
Yeah, the touchscreen one is interesting to me because it reminds me of an ATM, and I guess ATMs aren't out there wiping down their ATMs all the time, so it's on the consumer to clean their hands. But I don't think I've ever seen a drive-through fast food restaurant with a touchscreen.
Yeah. Another thing I read about Burger King is they're adding these it's like part of the screen, almost like Sonic, where you can like pull down the screen after you order it and your food comes out. So maybe it's car hop style. And that's going to be kind of the dining experience.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The convenience is definitely where it's at. I mean, my son is a good example of it. I bet once or twice a week he orders directly from a restaurant through their delivery app or for Uber Eats or through Grubhub when we're not around or when we're not cooking or where he wants something different. So he's 16, not able to drive on his own yet, but he's influenced by digital, and for him it's convenient. It's not on his wallet.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked about last month really cool ideas to kind of like personalize that experience. I definitely think that that's still the way to go. Any way that you can kind of like stand out from a Chili's that they may order from and make that experience unique is really going to stick in people's brains. And then the second thing, which is really crazy to me, is variety. And we're still talking about corporate and franchise trends. I know, when this hit immediately, the restaurant chain that I used to work for, we had 16 specialty burgers. We slashed that into 4. And then we had all of these different, products that we were offering. And really our menu was like front and back, but huge. Now it's just one page, and they've still been rolling with that. I know everybody's kind of had to do that for their P&Ls, but now it seems like these bigger businesses are doubling down and noticing that, consumers are missing those opportunities to try something different, or, not only get pizza at the pizza restaurant.
Yeah.
So Panera, an example, is adding pizzas.
Yep.
Shake Shack's got the Korean sandwiches they're unrolling, and Hooters has got this whole new, I guess, concept they're doing called Hoots. It's going to feature over 10,000 options.
The Panera one, I actually had that. It's not a bad product. It's okay. I mean, it's what you expect. It's like, I wanted to have it just to see what it was like. And I eat a Panera once a week probably. But I would imagine it's restaurants looking for, okay, we're not getting like Panera, that the people aren't having the lunch meetings there. I mean, I've went to Panera near my house a few times in the past 3 or 4 months, and the one, down the street from my gym, and it's 90% less people in there because the work meetings are gone, the networking meetings are gone. So they're trying to find how to replace that revenue. And I'm sure they looked at their ovens and said, okay, what else can we cook in these things? We can cook pizza, and maybe we can get people to think about us for pizza.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious.
And you mentioned Shake Shack next Wednesday. My restaurant roundup is with their number one lady in charge, Patty Simpson. She's in charge of the people person for the whole company.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I've actually never been to a Shake Shack.
Oh, they're good. Yeah. Their parent company is called Union Square Hospitality, and they've got a couple different brands, a couple of things, but Shake Shack's good. The sauce on their burgers is really good.
Yeah. Well, they do a really good job at one of my opportunities that I was going to highlight, which is kind of demand generation.
Okay.
So you've seen, I mean, everybody's seen like people talking about Shake Shack, or like signing up for, when they do a new menu release, taking the photos with it and everything. So I guess I'll go into that one first. So while others are kind of adding tons of items, I was thinking that it's a good opportunity for people to brush up on what you're really good at and kind of build a cult following / fan generation based on a single dish or item. Obviously everybody knows about the Popeye sandwich, how that really took off, but that's still super popular. I don't know if I would double down on the sandwich unless you guys can like come up with something that's really cool, or like, I think it really comes down to like the bread and like the sauce for me personally. But I was in Aruba recently, and the whole island is like a buzz about this boogaloo fries. And they're like double fried. So like they stay crispy somehow, but it's almost like nachos. So it's got like beef, cheese, all kinds of stuff. But they're called boogaloo fries, and literally everybody knows about them. So I finally hunted them down, and it's just this like random dive bar. But tons of people there, and the fries were awesome. So I was thinking kind of like go all in it on a dish like that. I don't know if it's boogaloo fries. I don't know if it's...
It sounds like poutine.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah, but boogaloo, I guess, is the way they call it. But I think some ways that you can kind of get inspiration for this is there's a Crab Rangoon meme group on Facebook. It's got like 20,000 followers, and literally it's just people that every day post memes that are all around. So, I mean, take that concept, even just like take those memes and then make it into your hot dog or whatever it is. And then the Slim Jim Instagram page, they do basically the same thing, and they have a huge following. I actually think that was created by like a super fan, and now they're just like employed by Slim Jim. So you can, by going heavy into this, you can kind of create like your own Facebook groups, like the Boogaloo Fry Gang. You'll start seeing fans, I believe, create content for you if you kind of build this like cult following. But you really have to go heavy on content and really like identify the type of people that like, are all in on food, that would wear a Burger King shirt, would wear, a brand shirt, as long like stick to those type of styles. Let's see. And my other, right, can you still hear me? Did I lose you? Okay.
No, you're fine. My bad. I was muted.
Okay. My other thought was convenience experimenting and demand generation testing. So this is going back to the convenience, going all in on that. I know the restaurants that I used to work for, we don't have the capacity to just like, transform a drive-through or even make a drive-through. That's thousands and thousands of dollars. But a baseball team that I worked for actually did something quite similar to this, and they don't have, I mean, it wasn't for ballpark food, which I'm sure they would have massive success as well, but it was just serving like banana cream soda. And we set up, this event, and we told everybody we had 600 sodas or what have you, and then people would order in advance, and you would just have your slot and the 2 hours that we're doing it, and hand them that, and then have like a few leftovers. So if you just caught it because you saw this huge line backing up at B&B Burgers or what have you, you might pop in and be like, what's this about? And there's a few extra, but kind of like definitely very heavy on social, like in the pre, during, and post event, just getting feedback, seeing how that worked out. And definitely I would think like doing something unique that you don't offer in-house. So just like, a sandwich or whatever that you can wrap in foil. Maybe it's the chef has created a new sauce or is trying out pretzel rolls, or I don't know, just some great photography and hype. I forgot to mention on my other idea that I really think that people should be hiring local talent to be like their crab rangoon influencers. I just think that's so fun. I wish I was working for a Chinese restaurant right now.
The burger idea too, and talking about creating something unique and different. There's, I've seen restaurants in different cities that'll do very specific burgers. They'll come up with this crazy burger and say there's only 50 of them. There's only 100 of them. And it's this night available. And it drives people there. And I've went to the one in Cincinnati before that used to be on Thursday nights. They had a specific burger, and it was a crazy burger. And they would have like a guest chef come in or somebody of local influence, and they would name it after them. And they would, might be an athlete, might be a chef. And a lot of times you would go there and you would see the burger and it wasn't what you wanted, but you'd get something else, but it still got you to go there. And it got a lot of online buzz as well.
Yeah. Well, this is great for experimenting, especially something like that, just something strong that's going to already have, some pique some interest or what have you, and something easily packaged, just to experiment with, convenience of, if I set up my barbecue stand in front of the building, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, during business lunch hours, you can test on a way smaller scale. Like if I just sold, 100 sandwiches, is it worth it for me to have somebody standing out there? Is the quality going to stay good enough? Do I have the area where I can go back and forth and make hotter sandwiches as I run out? But this is a great opportunity to kind of like get feedback from your clients, and then also just see if it's possible to kind of lean into that like convenience driven sales.
The couple days to highlight as we wrap up. I don't think it's too late to still do New Year's resolutions. I mean, a lot of people are, I've seen a lot of successful posts tied around New Year's resolutions. You could make it funny about who's all in to make your resolution to eat more pulled pork sandwiches from Fatty Smokehouse this year and do something funny with it, or you could make it serious. People know, but also a couple that you highlighted that are on here. National Clean Your Desk Day. Oddly enough, before we got on the call, I was getting rid of mail. I was cleaning my desk. National Milk Day, which I want to hear your thoughts on that one, and then Fun at Work Day. So I guess talk through a couple of those and maybe give out some ideas how people could use those, because I think if you look at all three of those, one of the mistakes I think a lot of restaurants make is they think every online promotion or every promotion has to be about like them, whereas Fun at Work Day or National Clean Your Desk Day, I can think of a lot of ways to tie that in with a restaurant that's not specifically to do with what's offered at the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. And there are a lot of other cool days in this month that you can do different things with. Your calendar, I'm sure, is going to be released soon. Yep. So I'm kind of going off of the, really weird ones, but to highlight today. So Fun at Work, I was thinking about opportunities to kind of like bring a server in something. I don't know if it's, a little knickknack or what have you. This kind of came around with the Secret Santa idea. Challenge them to a thumb war, anything fun or wacky you can think to really kind of like focus on your server that day. And then the restaurant would gift them a free appetizer. And I'm saying ideally this is just something like a basket of fries, something like super simple, but a really fun day for everyone involved. I think there's a lot of content that can become generated out of that. And, I definitely know that restaurant workers are feeling it. It's been difficult months. So just something where it's really like centered around your team and celebrating them is a whole different way to kind of look at marketing. And it still is marketing because it's going to be experience for the guests as well. And they're coming in to do that.
Yeah. Well, and another way to tie in your staff too, to have some fun, which we've had clients do this and have a lot of successes. Have one of your employees, like they've all got their go-to meal. They've all got their crazy burger or chicken sandwich they make that doesn't really exist, but have today's Matt's special. And this is Matt, who's one of our sous chefs, and he's got this weird sandwich he makes up all the time on his own. Today we're doing the Matt special. It's a drink, a fries, and his special burger. There's, come get the Matt deal. And now also you got, your employee tied in with it. You fund some stuff online, and maybe it drives some incremental sales.
Oh yeah. Make it contest based, who's ever burger gets ordered the most that month, when something, it's just so much more fun in a work setting, and they are all about customer service. Like that's the whole focus of their job. So like if they're really enjoying it, they're going to be better. Yeah. In my opinion. I also was thinking about like flipping it, and you could tag someone who deserves to have fun at work. This would be like a lot of ops involved, but I would make it happen if I was still in the restaurant business. So you would tag the audience tags somebody, and we would randomly select to send a team to go to their office, and they pick like 5 coworkers or what have you. And, our team would actually like take their orders like that. The office is the restaurant. So obviously you'd have to go back and get the food and then serve it. You come back with like the refills, the utensils and everything already in your car, ready to rock. But I think it'd be funny to have everybody like running around in uniforms in an office setting, taking some orders. The next is on January 12th, National Milk Day. This came from an idea that we did at B&D. It was a promotion for you got a free Jameson shot if you brought in your own pickle juice. And it was like, so it was free Jameson night, but with the addition of you had to actually bring in pickle juice. It was really weird, but a lot of people talked about it. So I was thinking, if you come in and order a glass of milk, you could give away a free like I don't know if you have super hot wings. Obviously you don't have to do a huge order either. Do like 3. But I think that would generate a lot of organic content and be something to talk about. I like the one you had on there, clean off your desk. I think a lot of people, especially if you're working from home, what's the craziest, weirdest thing in your office? There's probably a lot of people at home working from home now versus the office that their kids or dogs have drugged something into the office that is in there. So that could be a cool post below, the craziest thing on your desk. Like I've got right now, my wife got me this grenade it's a real, not live, a real grenade antique from like World War II. What's the quirkiest thing in your office or on your desk for National Clean Off Your Desk Day, and get people to engage in social media that way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got a grandma wig and a cardboard cutout of myself. I see yours kind of behind you. So I was going to go grab mine, but yeah. See, that's amazing.
You know what the other item is?
Basketball.
Autographed Michael Jordan basketball.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Probably needs to be the case, but it's just sitting random on a shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, stuff like that was fun. Especially, I wasn't even taking it as like a comment-based type setup, but I love that too. I think that people would like to see, oh my God, why does Matt have a cutout of himself on his desk? And it just kind of like helps people and the algorithm bounce back and forth of each other. My idea was to have them bring it in, and then, you know, kind of for a free whatever, and then crown the supreme weirdo with just something equally ridiculous. I don't know if it's like a bathtub of sweet tea, but
that could be a double edge. You could say, hey, post below the craziest thing on your desk for a chance to win a $25 gift card, or also bring it with you. And if you come to the restaurant, you get a free appetizer with, you know, purchase of 2 entrees for bringing the crazy thing off your desk. And that way you can get a picture with, you know, Matt with his grenade and post it on Facebook. And now you can make a catalog of the people that brought stuff in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the possibilities are truly endless. But definitely just kind of like thinking outside of the box, not being afraid to get weird with it.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to kind of combat these larger entities, is to really shine with your personality.
Yeah, because they will. I mean, at the end of the day, you got 3 types of restaurants that I've come across for the most part. You've got your independently owned and operated restaurants that typically have a personality. You have your franchises that a lot of times it's a owner that owns 15 locations and there's no personality because it's a numbers game. And then you've got the corporate offices that own the restaurants that, you know, they might have great food, customer service, but they don't have a whole lot of leniency when it comes to doing quirky and off the wall stuff like that. It's just they stick with what the brand does, and the brand posts this and it happens. So I think there's a big opportunity for that independent operated restaurant to do something different, to stand out. You know, that's why I've always told restaurants that, especially during 2020, you've got to find a way to fill up somebody's timeline or somebody's phone differently than what the Applebee's of the world are doing.
Yeah. And virality is really luck, but the only way to strike that luck is to continue trying, continue experimenting. So, you know, I'm not guaranteeing that any of these are just going to like catch on like wildfire, but the more you do stuff that's outlandish like that, the more people are going to tune in, and then the more shareable your content becomes, because you're also getting better at it. Yeah. You know, the more you try just something off the wall. Yep.
Well, cool. We'll be back next month. I need to get on here and put a banner on here. We need to put email where's it at here? Let me create this. Email support@mattplapp.com if you want a copy of the new content calendar that's almost done. Let me put that up there. Support@mattplapp. Did I spell my name right? Yeah. Support@mattplapp.com. Email that. Tell them you want the new content calendar as it gets released. We're almost done with it. We'll have it out soon. We had some glitches on our end, but we'll have that out. And then Laura and I will be back later in the month, early next month, to talk about February. And February's got a ton. I mean, easy ones are Valentine's and the big game, the Super Bowl. But there's a lot of opportunity to really get people engaged and active and do something unique.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if anybody wants to comment on what holidays they like ideas for too. You know, I love this. So.
If you see this broadcast and you're like, hey, there's XYZs happening later in January or February, let us know and we'll dig into it and put that on the list as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, cool. Well, thanks, Laura.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you later.
All right.